I am not happy with the video I made about the Octonauts. So I'm making a new one, which is this one. This is probably the 20th take. I've crashed out so many times. Let's do this. The Octonauts is a kids show made by a British company about a group of animals who rescues and learn about other animals in the ocean. In this team, the Octonauts, we have Professor Inkling, Captain Barnacles, Quasi, Dr. Peso, Dr. Shellington, Tweak, Dashy, Tunip, and the other Vegemals. Let's go over them one by one. Professor Inkling. He is a Dumbo octopus with an English accent, and he is the founder of the Octonauts, and he is in charge of telling other people about marine organisms that they don't really know about, and also just chilling in the library. Personality traits: he's chill. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know anything else about him. Other info: he has a lot of far relatives that are all different type of octopuses. Yeah, that's basically it. That's his family. He likes to read, and I don't know, he can walk, but he doesn't. For some reason, he just stays in his chair that is somehow magically controlled by his brain or something and just slides around, which is really cool. Hobbies: he liked to read. He also probably liked to play ping pong because I saw him playing ping pong with the Vegemals. Where does he live? He lives in the library. He is seen sleeping on his chair, or rather waking from his chair, from several episodes. Up next, Captain Barnacles. Species: polar bear. Accent: English. What do they do? He is the captain and the emotional support, decision maker of the team. He tells everyone what to do, but in a really nice way, and he takes care of everyone's feelings. I cannot speak English fluently, apparently. Personality traits: I would say he's brave. He's very brave, and he is kind of just he takes on a lot of things on his own, and he is doing as much as he can to take care of everybody else's feelings and take care of the mission. So he is also a great manager because he knows what each of his team members are good at and not good at, and knows how to put things in a way that makes his team understand and able to work with each other really well. So that's great. And other info: he has a sister named Bianca, and he was a part of the Polar Scouts, which is like Boy Scouts but for polar bears. And he has claustrophobia, and he's very physically strong, and he likes swimming in the ocean. He lives in his bedroom, which is in one of the little pots, like the four arms of the octopus. There's little pots. He lives in his bedroom, which is in one of those pots. What is an octopus? I will get back to you later. Up next, Quasi. Species: cat. Accent: I don't really know. He has an accent. Go look it up and see if you know what his accent is. What do they do? Some people say that he is the first mate. I'm not sure if that's canon or not, but he is basically just helping out. He's always there. I think he's almost always in every mission, and he helps out. I think he is in charge of thinking about or coming up with things to do, oh, let's go explore that over there, and then they go do that. And I honestly don't know what he does. Personality traits: very brave, very impatient most of the time, does not like the cold. Yeah, he likes to do what's it called, acrobatics, is that what it's called, when he does flips and stuff. And he likes pirate stuff. everything about pirates. He knows a lot about like scary pirate sea monster stories. His grandpa, spoiler alert, is Calico Jack, who is not actually dead and is actually living in the forest somewhere. You will find out about that if you watch this one episode about his grandpa. Hobbies. He likes playing ping pong. He does not like cleaning the gubs. I don't know what he likes. I think he just likes doing flips and doing pirate stuff. He has a eye patch on his right eye, but his eyes are fine. He just wears that. Where does he live? He lives in his bedroom, which is full of pirate stuff, which is in one of the pots. This is so much information. Next, medical doctor Peso. Species penguin, a specific type of penguin. I don't remember which type. Accent. Now in the American version, he has a Latino accent, I think is what it's called. And in the original version, he has an English accent. Now, me personally, I think Peso is English, because that's just the version that I saw. However, objectively, I think the American version, his accent and voice acting in the American version is way better and fits his character way more. However, because I have my own bias, I still think he's English. Other info, he has a ton of family, a ton of cousins. I don't know if he has any siblings, but he has a ton of relatives. They're all different types of penguins. Just a lot of them. He has so many relatives. I think one of his random relative is called Pinto. The other one is called Uju or something. And there's like at least 5 to 7 others that have made appearances in his episodes. But there's way too much. I don't remember. Hobbies. He likes to play the little thing where there's like metal bars and you hit the metal bars and it makes music. And the one song that he knows how to play that we are shown in this episode goes like this. I remember that song. It's so cute. I don't know what else he does. Other information. He apparently wears clothes. Like, you would think that, I don't know, you would think that it's like normal and not weird for them to not wear clothes. But he does wear clothes. It's just that his clothes is his skin color. Like his feather color. So you wouldn't be able to tell whether or not he wore clothes. But he does. He has like a whole closet of identical penguin outfits that he just puts on himself. I don't know why. There's this one episode where he wore one of the outfits like inside out. So it's like the opposite color and it's really creepy. Yeah. Where does he live? He lives in his bedroom that is also in one of the pots. And he has like a whole wall of just pictures. I guess of his families? I don't know. Up next, Shellington. Did I literally forget to tell you about what Peso does? I am so sorry. Peso is the medical doctor of... And no, I'm not re-recording this because this is like the 20th take. Peso is the medical doctor. He went to medical school. He's so cool. I think he just does doctor stuff. He's also in charge of worrying about everything and being scared about everything. But he's super brave and sometimes more brave than everybody else when animal is hurt and needs him. He knows how he can put on bandages very quickly. It's very impressive. What else have I missed? I meant to not skip any of these because I literally have a list over here of what I'm supposed to say and I still went off script. Welcome to me not having theater or media or anything like that training. Shellington. Species, sea otter. Accent, Scottish. Fun fact, the voice actor of Shellington is the same person as the voice actor of Professor Inkling, which is super weird. What does Shellington do? Good question. He mostly just tells people about sea organisms. When they meet something they don't know, they call Shellington and be like, "Hey, Dr. Shellington, what is this?" And then Dr. Shellington will go on about this sea organism in his cute accent. He is also, depending on which episode you're watching, he's also working on an encyclopedia about all the marine organisms in the ocean. So cool. Don't even think that's possible in real life to do that, but he's doing that. He mostly just spends time in his lab doing lab things. They don't ever talk about what he does in his lab, but he just does lab things. Not every time, a lot of the times when there's Octo Alert being sound and we get a snapshot of what everyone's doing, he is just in his lab either looking at microscope or looking at samples or taking notes, or I don't know what he's doing. He does that. Personality traits. He sometimes stumble over words, much like I do for so many times in this video. He is super bad at driving. There are, I think, 2 times when Peso stepped on his foot and he just started screaming. Don't know why. Personality traits. He sometimes gets so passionate about something that he doesn't really have good body coordination. Like, he will like trip over stuff. But I think that happened like once. Other info like family. He has a sister named Pearl who, depending on which episode you're watching, just gave birth to her son, Peter Winkle, which I find that name very cute. And Peter Winkle is learning how to differentiate between sea urchins and other stuff. Shellington is allergic to sea urchins, so he can't eat what his species is supposed to eat. And that is part of the reason why he joined the Octonauts, because he wants to help nature, but he can't do his own job in the ecosystem, so he has to like take on a different job. Hobbies. I think he just likes to do lab stuff. I don't remember what other hobby he has. He probably have other hobbies. Where does he live? Okay, I saw this clip of him getting up from a bed that is folded out from a wall in his lab. It folds out and like he's laying on the bed. The Octo Alert sounds. He gets out of the bed and the bed like slowly closes back like that. And there's a little ridge on the bottom of the bed so that it like can be supported on the ground, which I find that detail very great. But I saw another picture of him sleeping in like an actual bed. So I don't know which one is canon. I think both are canon, because how else are you supposed to get the pictures? I don't know. Yeah. He also sometimes just falls asleep when he's observing, like in a gup. What is a gup? I will get back to you later. In a gup or on his lab table, which is dangerous. You should not be falling asleep like near lab equipment. Next up, Tweak, my former role model, arguably still one of my role models. Tweak species bunny, however, she is green. Not sure if that's normal. Accent, southern USA. She is from a place called Everglade, and one of my friends told me that in the episode when they showed the map of where Everglade is, it's in Florida, but I'm not sure if that's true. I haven't checked. Also, we don't know if countries exist in their universe. Job, or what did I do? Designing and building all of the gups, plus maintenance in terms of hardware for the entire octopod, which is super cool. Also telling other people what should be careful of and what not to do in terms of hardware in a certain part of the octopod and how the octopod works. Sometimes where they need to do things like fill the entire octopod with water to do things. or do things like that. She is the one that knows whether or not that is safe, whether or not that is possible. She is so awesome. Personality traits. I wouldn't say she's impatient. She is good at what she does so much. She's so good at what she does. You can tell her to do stuff and then she'll be like, I will get that done in no time, which is not what she says. She says she has the thing that she say. Which is great. That is an amazing ability. Personality traits. She's like, don't mess with my stuff. Please. Please. Please don't destroy my creation. Thank you. Especially to Quasi and other people because they crash her gups. Other info like family. Her dad is Ranger Marsh, who is one of the, I guess, either partner or correspondent or chapter branch, something like that, of the Octonauts in Everglade, who is kind of opposed to or look down on technology for some reason. Hobbies. Video games. She plays video games in her room. Her room does not have a door. Her room is in, like, not carved in, but like inside a wall in the launch bay. And she has a blanket that has carrots on it. It's so cute. She likes playing video games. She likes eating carrots. What else am I missing? I don't know. She has a tool belt. It's very cool. Dashi. So, like, underappreciated. Dashi is so underappreciated. Species. Dashun, although I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right, is Dashund, I think. It's a type of dog. Accent, Australian, I think. Job or what did I do? So many things. Let me tell you about what she does. She is amazing. She is in charge of taking photos of the group, as in documentation and also as in for fun memories. She is in charge of taking pictures of some organisms for her side project, which is getting her photo in this like competition / magazine thing. I don't really know what it is, but she's amazing. And she's in charge of gathering, organizing all the information about all the Octonauts and putting them in their computer software system. She's in charge of communicating with all the other, I guess, either partners or branches of the Octonauts in different parts of the world. She is in charge of, I guess, driving. Not really driving, but like just making the Octopod move when it is not on manual driving mode. She's in charge of reporting the climate situation in the ocean, where they're going. She's in charge of planning routes. She's in charge of finding things like, oh, that thing over there needs our help. Let's go over there. And they do that. Let me see if I missed anything. I've seen it somewhere that she is also in charge of like programming, but I'm not sure if that's true, and I'm not sure if that's just like the name they give whatever her job is for like organizing all the information into a computer. So yeah, that's what she does. She is so chill. She literally has so many things that she needs to do, basically all by herself. Sometimes I think occasionally Shellington helps, but I'm not sure if that's true or just my brain being wrong. So basically all by herself, while looking so cute, while being so professional, while not complaining, while being so underappreciated, while not having a lot of screen time, while still having like a life, I guess. I don't know, she's amazing. Personality traits, as I said, chill. She does a lot of things without bragging about it, and she's awesome. I really like her. I think she should also be my role model because I need to be more like her. It's funny how I have like short hair like her ears or something. Other info like family. She has a little sister whose name I am forgetting right now. And her little sister is interested in detective novels and has one pointed out that Quasi is probably impatient because his tail keeps like moving around. Hobbies: photography. I don't know if she has other hobbies. I think she does. Where does she live? She lives in her bedroom that is, I think, very pink, in one of the pots. If I'm not wrong. It might be in one of the pots, I don't know. Up next, Tunip. That's how Shellington calls Tunip. I don't know how to say that in an American accent. I'm guessing it's Tunip, but that sounds weird. Species: Vegemal. Accent: I don't know what accent because he doesn't speak English. He speaks Vegemalese, I think is the name they call the language. What does he do? He is kind of the not translator, but like mediator, I guess, communicator between the rest of the team, and the other Vegemals, because the other Vegemals also does not speak English. However, some people say that he's the leader of the Vegemals. I don't think so. I think they're all just friends and colleagues, and possibly also siblings, because they were hatched from the same group of eggs that Shellington found on the outside of the octopod. So I don't know what their relationship is. He's just the Vegemal that gets the most screen time. I don't know why he gets the most screen time. And only Shellington can understand him unless he is trying to speak English, which he sometimes succeed at trying to speak English. And sometimes, a lot of the times, you can just understand them based on body language and context. So you don't even need to know their language. You just know what they're saying. Unless when they're actually talking about things like reporting something or coming up with amazing ideas, which is what Tunip does. Tunip has a lot of amazing ideas. What does he do? He does that. And him and the other Vegemals are together in charge of gardening and cooking. I'm guessing also cleaning, however, I don't really see them clean that much, so I don't know about that. Personality traits: really like kind and happy all the time. Also kind of easily passes out from very small things that usually people don't pass out from. It's just like a bad news or something doesn't go as planned and he just passes out. Or if the cake stayed in the oven for too long, he just passes out. Don't know why. Other info. Family, maybe the other Vegemals are his family. I don't know. I don't know if they have parents. Again, Shellington found this bunch of eggs on the outside of the octopod and decided to take them home and raise them. And that's how the Vegemals came to be born. Hobbies: playing. I don't know about him specifically, but all the Vegemals just likes ping pong and likes hanging around Professor Inkling and hanging around Quasi for some reason. Him in particular likes hanging around Shellington and basically being Shellington's assistant. Where do they live? I do not know. There is this one episode where they all got like sick and they are lying in this room with a lot of beds, but I'm not sure if that's a part of the lab or is that a separate room or is that a hallway or is that their like dorm. I don't know. It's a room with a lot of beds. Yep, and that is it. Now let's get back to my room is dark. Let's get back to what is a octopod. A octopod is a giant non-living mechanical octopus that is their house or base or where they live, how they get places when it's a really long journey. And imagine if I am the octopus. If you don't know what it looks like, you can go look it up. This part is clear, gives you a great view into the ocean, and this is the headquarters. There's a launch bay somewhere here. There's the mouth, In the launch bay, you get onto a gup and you like drive the gup down and then go out the mouth. And then when you go in the mouth. I think there's also a back door in the back that opens up to allow very big things to get in, but that doesn't really get used too much. And there's the legs here. There's like a little propeller energy and direction, not energy, but like propeller thing that moves it, as well as a tiny little door that allows you to get from outside of the octopod into the octopod from the little door, which is really cute looking and not really realistic because that's not the best shape for a door under the ocean. Up through or around the, I think it's called bubble propeller, I'm not sure what it's called. It's like these little circle of sticks in like a huge stick, like a tower that like produces energy to move them around. I guess it's kid show science fiction. I don't know how it works. You can basically go through the propeller and then into the octopod. I don't know into where. I'm guessing into the launch bay. I don't know. There's 4 arms, each holding like a little room, circular room space. I don't know how it works. I think one of them is the garden, and one of them might be the playing space where they play like table tennis and other sports and games. And I think the other 2 is the 4 bedrooms. Is it even 4 bedrooms? I don't remember. It contains the bedrooms, the garden, and the playing space. I don't know if it also contains the kitchen, but it's weird. If you actually look into it, this structure of the octopod doesn't really make sense that much. Again, science fiction. If you want to, I guess you could think of it as like Doctor Who's like telephone room with a telephone booth where it's bigger on the inside, but I don't think that's the same concept. I don't know, I just don't think they actually designed a design that makes sense in terms of physical space. Anyways, and the gups are basically submarines, except they're basically like, they're not really submarines, they're more like undersea vehicles that look like fish. And usually there is a opening in the back, there's an opening in the bottom, that's like a little, like a circle thing that you can jump out of. Again, doesn't make sense in terms of physics, I think. And there's a front where you drive in the front, it's like a cockpit, and then it also opens up. It's very cool. Different gups have different function. There's one that's like basically a tow truck. There's one that is it has like a little thing in the front that allows you to like break through ice, which is really cool. Maybe those are the same ones. There's a green one that also doubles as in like emergency vehicle. I don't know what it's called in English. It's the thing you call when someone is severely injured and you need to call a car to go pick them up go to the hospital, go to the ER. It's that car. It's like that car but underwater. I don't know what that car is called. Oh, ambulance. There we go. It's like an ambulance. And it has like an ambulance mode and a normal mode. If it's in the ambulance mode, there's this one episode that's really cool. It's Peso needs to drive this to an injured animal, and he switches the gup into like ambulance mode, and then the little like I think light bulb or sign goes in, and then a like emergency ambulance light goes up and starts spinning and lighting up, and then the side with the Octonaut logo goes in and flips out like the little bandage like emergency logo, and it starts making like ambulance sounds. It's so cool. That's like such a Peso highlight moment. It's so cool. There is this gup that is super quick, and it looks like a tiger shark that is Quasi's favorite. And it's just super fast, and it kind of looks like a fighter jet in terms of there's only one cockpit with a little rounded window on the top. And yeah, there are definitely other things that I know about the Octonauts, or other things that I don't know about the Octonauts, but that is as much as I want to talk about in today's video because it's been 30 minutes. If anyone stayed the whole way, which I doubt there is anyone that stayed the whole way, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm sincerely giving thanks to you for staying the whole way. Now, I don't understand why you stayed, but thank you so much for staying. And that's it. Bye.